training left of screen in the red, their final game of day one. And one of these sides will come up with a win, and their first for the day. Backwards to set the play. Corbin, there's the fish. Oh, and easy into the hands of South Africa. Big long ball down court.
Yeah, Van der Merwe there. She's been impressive too across the day.
Stoltz. Oh, yes, nice little look away, finds Berger. Gee, she's been decent today, Siggy Berger.
Yeah, she has. I mean, you know, there's a lot to like about what South Africa are doing. They were really close in their game against New Zealand, just going down by 3, so they're there and thereabouts.
Contact hold, and the one. And the one. One.
So just the one.
Fast back goal attacks.
Let you know that the power plays for England will be taken in the second, and South Africa have opted to go in the fourth. Not many teams have taken it in the fourth quarter today, so we'll see how that tactic works. Berger again in the 2 zone. Nice.
Very relaxed shot on Berger there. She wanted that 2-point. She's confident.
Corbin, Clark up the middle. Good contest from the South African defence. Captain Van der Merwe. Fisher again. Well, can Reds do it better? Not to be. Good, strong. Gee, hasn't Clark been a bit of a revelation for England?
Yeah, she's been great, and she's got that basketball background. You can kind of see it in the way she plays. She's very strong on the shot and the take.
Vantage causing centre.
There's the captain, Van der Merwe, Shoani in the middle. Stoltz on the back of Guskov. Oh, looking forward to her out in Australia next year wearing the Thunderbirds outfit. Jodie Gibson captaining England, and the long bomb goes straight into the hands of Zanil.
And I think England just being a bit exposed on the lack of wing attack. I mean, you know, I know we don't mention it much, the fact that these wings aren't in this game, but it changes the structure so much in the attacking sense. What a beautiful shot up the other end again by Berger, and she absolutely loves it, but it does. And England are kind of struggling to find their way through.
Drive from Clark. Fisher pops herself into the 2-point zone. And it's not to be. To score 5-2, already halfway through the first just 6-minute quarters. 5 aside. It's the fast food of netball, isn't it?
It is.
And down now on for South Africa. The rolling substitutions continue. There she is in the centre. Berger again for the long bomb.
It's such a flat shot from Berger, isn't it? It's really unusual to see that.
I was going to say, because when she hits her shot, it really goes in, doesn't it?
It does. It's like it puts an exclamation mark on the shot. But when it goes over the back, it's like, oh, that never looked like going in. So it's very hit and miss, I guess.
South Africa.
Gibson trying to spoil play. Stoltz with the throw in, Mdow. Guskov out hunting. So here we go. This is the pocket rocket that's been very good. Well, so is Guskov.
Oh, how is the timing over that shot and play on from the umpire? I mean, it's really difficult to do. A few of the players trying it, though.
Emma Dobie about to come onto the court for England. Cardwell now on. Steadies.
Structure goalkeeper. Taken.
Do you know what the theme of today has been?
What's that?
Goalers hitting the front of the post. The ball has fallen short. It's time to eat their wheat bix tomorrow morning.
Well, when you're putting up those long shots...
No excuses, Sherelle.
Hang on, I'm giving my goalers an excuse, Gordy.
Well, let's have a look at this one. See,
Not a
front of
bit
the
hard
post.
on it.
No, have a look at this, watch. Front of the post.
Second jump.
For the hand of the England defender.
Well, here we go. She's going to have another go at it. Lift it up.
Rensky Stoles can prove it wrong, and she does. 2 points for the darling South African in goal attack. Keeping the dreams alive of all small goalers. 8-2 now the score. South Africa have put their foot down in this first quarter. Just a minute of play left. Fisher steps on, finds.
Oh, yes, she's been hunting for that for these first quarters. And Bella, what a beautifully read ball.
Vandermeer. Well, the two-hander didn't work, but somehow.
Replay.
Yeah, they replayed the ball.
It was always going to be called that once she bounced that ball along the sideline.
Dobie on, nowhere to go for Guscott, has to go high and long.
And again, that's the lack of the wing defence, kind of catching England out. It's like they haven't really addressed the fact that they're without the wings in this
So
game.
all of a sudden, we're all the big fans of the Wood Duck.
I was always a fan.
Here goes South Africa, transition, just 10 on the clock. What are they going to do? They'll have to take a shot, surely. Stoltz with the job, in the 2, 4 seconds. Up, no, and it falls short.
Hit the front of the ring again.
It hit the front, so the siren goes, and South Africa, that's a good opening turn for them. They head to the break, leading England by 6. The Deakin power play time for England. They trail by 6. So they'll want to work this quarter to the best of their advantage, Sherelle.
Yeah, and it's not often you see a power play in the second and the fourth.
Yes.
With the third in between, it'll be interesting even to see how they approach that.
Yeah, where does the pressure lie throughout this game?
Contact, I'll shoot on.
Well, the pressure lays right at the moment on England. 2 goals only in that first quarter. They need more than that in this power play.
That's right. We know they are a changed side from last year after winning it in 2017. Some work to be done. Shawani over the top. Stoltz, well-placed ball. That'll be a 2. No, and they opt. No, go back again. So 2 points.
Why wouldn't you go back to Rensky Stoltz?
Sherelle, be quiet.
Oh,
Look
sorry.
at them. They are the Guardians of the Galaxy. They are my apparent fan. But none of them have done their hair well. Have a look at that. Terrible.
They needed a few hours in makeup like you had.
I turned up yesterday for makeup. I've been here all night. Back to the action. Fisher. So 2 points in the power play. 6 the difference. Oh, Vandermeer keeps it in. Guscott chases. And Dobie with the ball. Carter on in the centre now for England. There she is, ball in hand. Fisher. Nice and steady. Drops that one forward.
Just rolls it over the top. Beautifully kept in here on the side there by Van der Merwe, but cleaned up by England. Gee, they've been onto it in this power play.
Zerger out, goes backwards. They'll set the play. South Africa stalls. Now this is a super shot or not. Berger. Well, wasted opportunity, really.
Why not take it? Well, I think so. When the power play is on the opposition, I think take those shots.
Corbin, showtime on. Carter, there she is. Kadeen Corbin, part of the Commonwealth Games gold medal team.
It was, and I've got to say, it's kind of a disappointing end, this bit, because they came through the middle of that court like lightning, and they turned it over because they weren't brave enough to take the long shot.
Brave, the word brave, required in Fast 5.
Contact on offence in the 2.
So Guscott takes a knock. She's a doctor, she'll be able to diagnose herself. Oh dear. 5 the difference. Don't forget, it is England power play.
Sorry, I've got to interrupt. Timeout for tinsel on the court. I don't know how often that has happened before.
You can tell it's Fast 5 when we wear tinsel.
I don't know that we've ever had to hold time for tinsel on the court before.
So back into it, 3 minutes, halfway through now, the second quarter. Kadeen Corbin bombs from 2, drops in, that'll give them 4.
Well, she's lost her tinsel, but she's still got some sparkle.
Absolutely, so back to within 1, and the rotations continue. The pressure of the power play now on South Africa.
Jersey, South Africa.
So here they go again, England. Oh, the corner footwork.
Yeah, unfortunately, just the feet not catching up with her through that mid-court. It was a beautiful drive through again. Gee, they look good when they bring the ball through like that.
Renecki on goal defence. And again, Berger out, just relieving some pressure. And down. Style steadies. This has been arranged.
Have another go.
Well, it hit the front of the post, Sherelle. Not sure if I told you about that.
I can't argue with
Back
that.
obstruction. Center obstruction and the three. And the three.
So Rensky Styles to slot three for her country, and she does that very nicely. 14-10. So that's a big score when it's a power play moment for England.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, England started this power play well.
Sorry, I just got excited.
Only on 8. There you go again. South Africa in there scrapping, aren't they? They're making it difficult. Once England get this ball into the goal third, it is really difficult for them to find a good, solid shooting position.
Contact centre, England.
So Erasmus and
Outside in the three.
Renecki, that's a tough defence end in there at the moment. Fisher.
Contact keeper. In the one.
Well, that was a smart defensive ploy by South Africa to contact.
Well, I mean, it did miss. The goal did miss, but maybe, you're right.
Always thinking tactics. 1 minute of play in the second quarter. South Africa will take their power play in the fourth. Stoltz has a look, offloads.
Use it! Use it!
Rensky Stoltz, she's been told to use it, can she?
Contact Cole. Yes, where the goal shooter is.
So Siggy Berger off the contact, offloads
This will
down.
not fall short because she just needs an extra ball. Oh, it did.
See, Sherelle, you just
South Africa.
have to be able to pick the moment. So neither of these sides a win on the board as yet. Two English go up for the rebound. They get one. Gibson now. Clark to Fisher.
Vantage centre obstruction.
Everyone going away there for England, so there was no options, but it's a 6-pointer.
South Africa.
Not to be. The ball now in the hands of South Africa. They'll have 10 seconds to score here. Down. Oh, good long ball, but Guskov, big intercept at the right moment. A chance, 1 second, Berger. And the siren beats her, so we head into half-time. What an interesting power play that was for England. They trail by 2. Don't forget, the power play for South Africa is still to come.
Those penalties, I think that is hurting England out of play. More than double the amount of South Africa. They need to keep themselves in play to get their hands back on that ball.
So underway we go, 6 minutes of the third quarter. All scores just the single digits. No double scores here, no power plays. Sasha Corbin finds Fisher. This will be for 2. Good rebound. Clark.
Contact on defence in the 1.
Oh, here's another shot for England, but how important is this quarter for them? The power play for South Africa still to come in the final quarter, and 2 points, that'll help.
So tied up now, 14 apiece. Remind you, if you're just joining us, both these sides yet to find a win on day 1. This is their final game of the first day. 3 games still to come tomorrow.
And for England, as I mentioned, they really do need to try and get a bit of a gap here if they can. Bit of breathing space for that, for the power play at the end. And another 2 points.
So they say
Georgia
Reds.
Fisher, the fish.
Yeah, Reds can do it better. Georgia Fisher, the fish, on fire. Joani working the ball through the back. Lochner now on a goal attack. Gee, she's had a big load today, Siggy Berger, hasn't she?
She has played a lot of game time.
Contact centre
She's been
outside.
impressive too.
Yeah, it's 2 or
6 from 8 on her shots today, so, oh, sorry, in this game.
Vantage obstruction centre.
Again on the hold, Berger. Lochner with the job for 1. No, they decide to go 2. Siggy Berger with the lot. It's a Berger with the lot, Sherelle McMahon. Don't worry, everyone on social media has been asking me to say that all day, so. Next one will be a drive-through service. So coming up, big game. How big is it? Australia and New Zealand. As another big shot goes in for Ella Clark. So the final game, Sherelle, still to come. Australia and New Zealand both undefeated.
Yeah, huge way to finish the day.
Massive, massive. Of course, New Zealand, the sweethearts of Fast 5. Australia have never won this form of the game. 17-16, holding on by one. South Africa. Georgia Fisher loves that middle corridor, doesn't she?
Why wouldn't you? Beautiful space and just misunderstanding. Why wouldn't you go for that long bomb?
Particularly when you've just hit one there previously. Oh, Panigari. So Fisher to reward her mid-quarter. Can she? Guess what? It hit the front.
Instruction.
We're going to have to pull all the shooters aside. Have a bit of a chat to them.
Quick masterclass.
Structure goal kick.
What do they need to change technically?
Well, at the moment, it looks like they're all quite flat, the shots. And I do think, you know, we were in jest before about the distance that they're shooting, but they probably don't often do that. So they need a bit of extra legs and a bit of extra flick to get the height that the ball needs.
The old legs and flick required.
Back obstruction centre. Offside, free pass. Hold tight. Goal third. Goal third.
So the offside. Panigari to set up. Fisher again up the middle. Need to find Clark just sitting out wide. Needs to work a bit harder here. There she is. Fisher through the middle of the two South Africans. Can she return the goal for England? She can. So Georgia Fisher making a name for herself out here in Australia. 21-18, 3 the difference. Counting down to the final 2 minutes of the third. South Africa will hit their power play in the fourth.
On the top.
Miguel Lochner again works with Berger, making me hungry. Oh, that's nice. You've got to have lunch. So there's your breakdown of goals. 8-5, 6-5 the way then of South Africa in the second. Sorry, my apologies. That's your 1-2s and 3s.
Goal attack obstruction. No.
Down. Oh, nice long ball. Good vision. It's been good to watch, actually.
Yeah.
First time I've had eyes on this tournament.
She's been great, hasn't she? What beautiful speed she had there and connection into the circle.
Lochner hits the deck, gets up.
Contact, England.
And they're trying to get in for a little bit of defensive work there.
Yeah, quick transition, England. A minute now on the clock. 21-20. Georgia Fisher, she's been the go-to girl. Corbin on, and footwork's a call.
Yeah, well, she was trying to get out into that two-point zone. Just carried the ball, so had her foot grounded as she took it.
5 turnovers more to England. I'll tell you what, if South Africa can nail this one, City Berger, oh, gee, they go in, possibly leading here, and power play City in the last quarter.
That's exciting. She's not a plain Berger.
No, nothing plain about that. Good work, Sherelle. So, England under some pressure here. Corbin, the showtime, needs a big one. Fisher, the crumbs, goes out again.
Yeah.
They want to set for the last shot here, Sherelle.
They know that they need to grab a couple of late points here.
Centre beside her.
So it'll be a three-pointer if Fisher drops this one. No, not to be. Well, isn't this a moment for South Africa? We're going to count down here. The siren will go. It is power play time in the final quarter for South Africa. They're going to head into the break.
Well, I think it has to be South Africa. All they have to do is work this ball through, shoot their 1 points, which are worth 2, and they'll keep their noses in front. Nothing spectacular needed.
Well, a big defence effort required from England, Layla Guskoff and Emma Dovey on defensively.
Yeah, the other thing they need is to nail some long shots, and they have been struggling to do that all day.
Right, so that's the lady at the moment that's doing all the scoring. Cindy Berger, been impressive. Rensky Stoltz on, there she is. Oh, good hand from Dovey.
Offside, free pass.
Emma Dovey, no one there to back her up.
Hold tight, goal attack. It's caution for delay, bring it up.
So Kadeen Corbin, caution for delay.
3 points.
Didn't like the offside call.
Stoltz decides to go for 3, no. Again, they are loving the 2-point range. Berger.
Well, it's interesting. She wanted to go for that 2-point, 4-point shot, and now she's got a hell ball. All they need to do is shoot from the 1-point zone. That's all they need to do.
Keep it simple.
Well, they better be careful. They don't want to make some errors here in their tactics.
Well, England here just carefully working the ball. They'll be asked to use it in the middle if they're not careful. Kadeen Corbin needs to deliver for England, and again, well, you can just see the frustration of Corbin. That ball not going through. Over the top, Shawani. Stoltz.
Contact centre.
Well, we talk about the tactics too here for South Africa, you know, going from that 1-point position, and they also don't need to be in a hurry. They can delay this play a little bit and just work the time down. They don't need to do anything beautifully. Maybe they're being too careful.
No, well, Renski-Stoltz there up on the 1 foot and only had one option, which was behind.
Protection.
So Carter with the ball.
Contact centre.
Geez, they're making hard work for it, aren't they, South Africa? Leading by 1, 4 minutes on the clock. Power play. You'd like to say it's a sure thing for them.
Well, but at the moment, Berger has changed her setup completely. We're used to her working through that 2-point position. She's now changed to holding under the post, and the passage to her isn't as clear.
So they score another 2, out by 3, England. The pressure goes on their shooters. Ella Clark for 3. And an absolute fresh air shot from Clark. Well, this will be a good moment if South Africa can come through. Shawani, too much on it.
Yeah, but it was beautiful work by Gusketh there, just coming out of the circle.
Gibson, the captain, needs to work the ball here. There she is again. You can see Clark, Gibson. Strong take from Fisher out on the lead.
Well, Fisher seems most likely, doesn't she? You'd like to see her just turn, get herself into a position, but unfortunately for her...
Oh, and they go long to Sydney Berger. Well, that was, sorry, I'm cutting you off. That was their captain, Charlene Vandermeer. Been good. I reckon that could just look it
Well,
for the South
the
Africans.
play of this game for South Africa.
Turning herself inside out is Georgina Fisher.
Well, she's turning herself inside out, but she needs to turn and shoot. Here she goes.
4-3.
In a 3 centre.
So she'll get the penalty shot. Have a look at this.
Oh, gee, that's good work. So
Strong take.
clean, through with 2 hands.
Strong take.
Throwing.
Well, that is nothing short of pressure, isn't it, on the shoulders of the English shooters.
Well, yeah, and because we saw Fisher put some really beautiful long shots in earlier in this game, and now they need to nail them, and that's tough.
So the tactics now of South Africa, just to steady the ship. Dow and Berger, well, there you go, smart. Oh, not so smart.
So smart through the legs there.
So a couple of big shots from England, puts them in front. Accuracy the key. Sasha Corbin, and Sasha Corbin. Ella Clark has the job. They need her. Oh, you can just see the indecision going on in the shooters' heads.
Well, and at the moment, they have not scored a point. They are their first points for this quarter. And Berger here just loses the handle on it through the legs.
So the scoreline back to 3. That's just one big shot.
Contact on fence.
And an important moment. I just caught Sasha Corbin citing the scoreboard and the clock. Plenty of time for England. Gusketh.
Again, gee, she's exciting, isn't she? She's not afraid to leave that circle and attack the ball as it's coming through.
Oh, the footwork. So here's the moment for England, is it?
Bad distraction.
Just work this clock steadily down. Gibson. Fisher's out. They'll go again. There she is. Corbin. Fisher. Has to nail the 3.
Take it.
And the shot was taken. So
No, it's got
South Africa now 45 seconds on the clock. How much of it can they milk? Not enough.
Well done, Corbin. Here's another chance. 3 points.
So a big moment. Georgia Fisher does it and the scores all tied. Oh my goodness, 30 seconds to go.
What does South Africa do here?
Was that only a 2? Maybe the foot was across the line. Siggy Berger. I'm confused. Hold on, the score is 28-26. 14 seconds on the clock, so England need the big shot. It's going to go into the hands of Fisher. Does she realise the time? Oh, she's got no idea of the time. Oh, I hate to tell you, but that is the biggest wasted opportunity of the day in the hands of England, but nothing to be taken away from the victors, and the game goes to South Africa. They win their first game of the day, and Captain Shardine Vandermeer is thrilled. They take the game 28-26. Well, what a moment for England. Geez, the youngsters. I reckon their coach, Karen Atkinson, will have something to say about that.